Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for joining. It's chair yoga number 8. It's the first time I've been here for a couple of weeks, so it's really nice to be back and to practice some chair yoga with you guys. Whatever chair you've got, that's perfect, right, for this practice. I'll show you mine. I always show you my chair. Actually, I've had it recovered since last time. No, not recovered. I dyed the seat. So it's a slightly different colour for those people that are eagle-eyed. You're probably not. So nice sturdy chair, wheelchair, whatever feels good for you. Something that you can, something with a back on it, I think is good. Something that you're obviously comfortable in. So yeah, that's the only bit of kit you really need. You can see I've got all these other bits with me as well, which I probably use, probably won't, to tell you the truth. So I have a blanket, which is here. And then I also have some brick blocks, which I haven't used in chair yoga before. I probably won't use them, but they're kind of nice sometimes to put your feet on. And then I have a couple of bolsters. So, when we do forward folds and we come into things like child's pose, you can kind of bring a bolster. Look, there goes my block. So you can bring a bolster in there and you can kind of fold forward like that. So we will do a child's pose today. If you don't have like a bolster, you might be thinking, I don't have any of this stuff, Dave. That's all right. You've got maybe a pillow or blanket or a cushion, or maybe all of those things, right? So I'll give you a little bit of time to find that stuff, and maybe you need a little bit of help, someone to grab it for you. Make sure you're hydrated. That's nice. A nice bit of tea in there. And you're comfortable, right? That you're warm enough, that you're at that optimum temperature where you're not kind of firing up your nervous system. And then what we'll do is we'll come back nice and gently today, because you've probably been away like I have just for a couple of weeks. I haven't actually been away, but I was scheduled to go away, but it didn't happen in the end because my life got complicated. Anyway, enough of that. Let's start with a little bit of breath work, a little bit of pranayama. And we'll do a nice gentle breath. What I'd like us to do this morning is kind of just to explore our breath and just to be really curious about it. And then as we do that, we'll get into the body. And I'm going to read a tiny little extract from this beautiful book by a woman called Ruth Allen called Grounded, but we'll do that in a moment. So you sit anywhere you want. Now, you won't really be able to see how I'm sat, but if I spin my chair around like this, you can see I'm sat with my back away from the back of the chair, right? So you can sit like this with your feet grounded down, or if you want to make it a little bit more comfortable, it's probably not more comfortable, but it's a different position, right? If you feel like you need support in your lumbar spine and you like that kind of activation by leaning back, then come here. This one's a little bit more relaxed, okay? So I'll leave it up to you how you sit. Make sure your feet are grounded. If you can ground your feet down, not all of us can, but if you can do that, great. I'll show you what we could do if you did ever invest in blocks or something a little higher, or a book or two, then you can bring your feet onto blocks. In fact, I'm going to sit like this because that feels quite nice. It's a slightly different position for my legs. And then kind of bring your hands onto your knees. Okay, so you kind of sitting nice and tall, whether you're kind of on the edge of the chair, a little bit more like me, or if you're sat back, same principle. And then any little movements that feel good. And if it feels okay, you close the eyes. Sorry, I've got a bit of an itch, so I've just got to itch my nose. And then I'm going to settle in. So any little final movements that feel good to settle in. And if it feels okay to say, maybe close your eyes and see if you can just connect with your breath. Notice how your breath feels. Now, I'm not asking you to do anything too funky or anything complicated. A nice calming, freeing breath. So if it's available to you, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through your nose. And be curious about how much kind of effort you have to bring in here. I'd suggest that you don't want to bring in too much effort into the breath. But try not to kind of force anything. If the breath feels a little restricted, that's okay, right? It's going to change as we move through the practice. If the breath feels a little short, again, that's okay. It will change. And forcing it and trying to kind of manipulate it is really not going to help you out. So the thing we're thinking about here is kind of calmness, right? We're trying to just get into our breath. And maybe be curious about where the breath goes this morning. Where does the breath go within your body? Which might sound a bit odd, right? You might think, what do you mean, where does the breath go? Well, for me, when I inhale, I feel the belly expand. My chest kind of expands. My spine elongates. My shoulders relax. And as I exhale, I feel my belly just falls back towards the spine. And then I just sink a little further into my chair. It's really small movements. And I'm always on the lookout for areas of tension. Am I building tension anywhere? What does my face feel like? Yoga's a feeling practice. So see if you can really feel into your body. And then maybe just take 2 or 3 more rounds of breath. And if you had your eyes closed, then great opportunity to just bring your eyes open. And maybe give your fingers a little wriggle out if you can, and maybe your feet a little wriggle out if that's available to you. And maybe just think about moving the spine a little bit. So I'm going to keep my feet where they are. Yours are probably on the floor. That's okay. Bring your hands onto your knees with the palms down, and just see if you can begin to rotate your torso in one direction. So what I do here is I think about my navel, and then I'm drawing kind of circles from that midpoint. And I inhale forward, and I exhale as I come back here. And I'm just picking one direction. I'm not kind of wanting to make this too energetic. I close my eyes, and I just notice how this feels. Where do I feel it in my body? Yoga being a feeling practice, is it in my spine? Do I feel it in my hips? Can I make it a little bit more expansive, maybe a little quicker? Maybe not. Maybe. Who knows? Do I want to? So kind of have a little experiment into your body. And come back to center on an inhale. Take a full exhale with the spine long, and then just come back the other way. Inhaling, exhaling as you go. And then eventually inhale, come all the way back to center. And take a full exhale. Beautiful, really nice. I'm going to remove my brick blocks off to the side and bring my soles of the feet on the floor. Nice. All right, maybe join me here. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Maybe for the rest of the practice, this is where you set an intention for your practice. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. It might be just about presence. It might be about, being curious. It might be kindness, compassion to yourself, right? One more time. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Maybe look up to the palms, and then exhale, bring the hands down. And then come back to your seated Tadasana. This is mountain pose. Palms face up. You can always have the hands kind of dangling if you want. And maybe close your eyes or just soften your gaze. I'm just going to read this little extract from this book, Grounded, by Ruth Allen. And she talks about engaging the body. It's really short. He says, it's vital to engage our bodies in the pursuit of well-being, not just for physical health, but because our bodies regulate our emotions. It's through our bodies that we sense the world. And if you want to become grounded, we have to involve them in the process, because thinking will only get us so far. And, that's a really case in point, isn't it? That we spend a lot of time here in our heads, and we neglect this part of us. We neglect the breath because we're not really that conscious of it. And it's just kind of part of the autonomic nervous system. And, we get up in the morning, we go to bed, and we've probably not noticed any of our breaths. Unless we become anxious, then we really feel it, right? And then also, we're thinking about the way that we move. Well, sometimes we don't move that consciously. We sit a lot because probably we have to. But from a chair, we can do so much together. So Let's kind of have a little shuffle around. I'm going to stay with my spine off the back of the chair, and if anything, I'm going to move forward just a little bit more. Nice. And let's do a nice side stretch. So inhale, sweep the arms up, and then clasp the hands and push the palms up towards the sky. Now, if it feels too much in the shoulders, then do this, right? Just have the arms really bent. If you can't bring the hands together, then be here, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to look exactly what I'm doing. Take an inhale to center, and then exhale, just a little bend over towards the right. Root down through your feet, inhale to center, and then exhale over towards your left. So that's the way you're going to move. Inhale brings you up, and exhale into a little side bend. Maybe close the eyes and just get into your rhythm. Inhaling up, exhale into your side bend. And then inhale, come back to center, and then see if you can use your chair just to twist towards the right. So your right hand, sweep it out in line with your right shoulder, and then bring it down onto the back of your chair, or maybe the side of your chair. See if you can soften the left hand down onto your right thigh or your right knee. Take an inhale to find length, and then exhale, just twist towards the right. So I'm not thinking about twisting too far. The feet are important, right? Because I'm rooting down through my feet, if you can do that. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale into your twist. So you're just using kind of the resistance against the chair just to twist a little further. But don't be too ambitious, right? Just notice how the spine feels here. One more round of breath. So a nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Very slowly, with care. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. And then exhale, bring the left arm out, just so you kind of know where it's going. You're lengthening through the right side. So the right arm is lifted. And then as you exhale, bring the left hand down. You see, I just hold on. I'll just show you by moving my leg. Hold on to the side of the chair if you can. And then exhale, right hand down onto the left knee. So it's right hand onto the left knee or the left thigh. Take an inhale to find length, and exhale. Root down and twist towards the left. Think about your feet. Think about your spine. So the spine is long, or as long as you can get it. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale into your twist. A couple more rounds of breath. Don't feel like you need to move the head too much. We're going to do that in a moment. Beautiful. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. Nice. Bring the arms out. Inhale. This time, bring the hands in line with your shoulders, and then just have a little move side to side. If you can do this, great. Remember, if any of these things don't feel right for you, then just adapt them out, to whatever you've got going on today or long term. I encourage you to kind of celebrate your body and to kind of move in a way that feels right. Any movement, as long as you're not hurting yourself, is perfect, right? All right, inhale, come back to center, and then take a full exhale. Bring the hands down. All right, palms are face up. Shrug your shoulders up, bring your shoulders down. All right, so that's the movement. There's the inhale, there's the exhale. Now it can be very slow, or if you want to join me with something a little bit more activating, you can move a little quicker. So you might do it like this. Inhale up, exhale down. In and out through the nose if it's available. And using the breath like this kind of like rapid breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. It's kind of like an energizing breath as well. See if you can drop your shoulder blades down your back. You see, I'm bringing a little smile into my face. I'm staying nice and relaxed through my jaw. Inhale up and then exhale down. I wasn't forcing the smile. The smile came because that's a nice movement, right? How many times do we get to kind of move your shoulders out like this? So maybe give them a little wriggle out. And then exhale, come back to center. Beautiful. Maybe grab a drink. And the thing is about these movements as well, I was saying in one of my classes last week that very slowly over time, our bodies become tighter and tighter and tighter. And the things that we used to be able to do, we probably find them more difficult. So yoga, chair yoga, is just about moving the body and being curious and just keeping everything kind of, as fluid as it can be, right? Without too much kind of thought on it looking beautiful or doing it this way or that way. It's just about movement, right? Movement with the breath, movement with the body, curiosity of the mind. We bring it all together, and that's true yoga, right? I think it is anyway. That's what I've been taught. Okay, so inhale, bring the arms back out. This time have the palms face forward. So we were probably here last time, right? Take an inhale here, root down through your feet, and exhale. See if you can just twist your body over towards the right. Not too far, to the point where you find resistance, right? This is probably enough for me. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, twist over towards the left. Nice. You see how the feet come into play if you can ground your feet. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the right. Now I'll just say inhale, exhale. Okay, so inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now with no talking. Inhale back to center and exhale. Bring the hands down. This time bring the palms down and have a little move through your shoulders again. You probably need that, right? I feel it. And it feels quite energetic, that does. And it feels like I'm definitely doing some work in the upper back. So ground down through your feet if you can. Bring the hands onto your thighs. And then we'll do some seated cat-cow. So I'm going to shuffle right forward onto my chair. Inhale. You kind of lift up through the heart, the spine is long, maybe look up a little bit. If the neck feels okay, exhale, round into your spine and tuck your navel back towards your spine itself. Inhale forward and exhale round. Inhaling and exhaling. Two more. Inhale to find length, maybe look up, open your throat. Exhale to round. And then one more. Inhale up. And exhale to round. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. And take a full exhale. All right. So what I'd like you to do is do a little flow. You know, when we're doing yoga on a yoga mat, and we'll stand up and we'll do things like sun salutations, where there's one movement, one breath, you sweep the arms up, you come down, there's plank, there's down dog. But we can do a lot of these things when we're sat. And we'll probably build over a few weeks. But what I'd like to do today is a slight variation on a sun salutation. So make sure you've got enough room. You know, I've already moved our arms out, right, like this, so you probably do have enough room. And we'll build this slowly. Let's see where we get to, okay? So let's start. Rooting the feet down, bringing your back up, away from the back of your chair if you can. Don't worry if you can't. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, slightly differently, you push the palms down and you exhale through your nose. Do one more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Now that kind of pushing action down with the palms down, you probably find it in things like Qigong or Tai Chi. Think about the energy as the hands come down. Right? It might sound a bit odd. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. And one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Nice big bend in the elbows if you can. Nice. And then bring the palms face up. And you know, when I say about energy, this kind of movement, when I think about it and I feel into it, I can feel an energy here. You might think I'm like, you what, mate? But you know, when we kind of move our hands in this conscious way, I feel this kind of slight resistance. It might just be me. But I know they talk about these energy centers and the way that we move a lot in, Eastern philosophy, Tai Chi, Qigong, which are, different styles of kind of like moving. We're kind of pushing the energy out. So this is a nice thing. Okay, shall we build this up a little bit? Now, if you can bring your legs into play. Okay, so let's do it this way. So let's build this slowly. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you exhale, push the hands down like we've been doing, but then lift up onto the right toes. So you lift your right heel off the floor. You can probably see that. Nice. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. Flatten that right heel down. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down and lift up onto the toes of the left foot and lift the left heel. Okay, so that's our rhythm. Bring the left heel down, inhale up, exhale, push the palms down, and then just lift up through your right heel. Inhale up, right heel's down now, exhale onto the toes of the left, lift the left heel. One more time on either side. Inhale up, exhale. So the knee lifts, you still got the the toes on the floor, but the heel lifts. Inhale one more time up. And now to the left side, come up onto your toes and lift the heel. And then come all the way down. Think about the spine, nice and long. Bring the palms up, take a few breaths, see how that felt. And we can stay where you were, right? So you just keep doing that. Inhaling up, come up onto the toes, lift the heel, and then we swap, we go right to left, okay? Now, if you want to move this a little bit further, we could probably lift the foot up, okay? Just a little bit, like, I don't know, an inch or two off the floor. And then what we'll do on the next round is we'll see if we can lift the leg a little higher, if you want to. So stay where you are or join me in this new variation. Inhale up, stretch up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the palms down, and then just lift the right foot off the floor. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lift the left foot off the floor. Push the energy down. Match the movement with breath. Inhaling up. Exhale, right foot lifts. Inhale up. Exhale, left foot lifts. Nice big bend in the elbows if you can. Push the energy down. One more time either side. Inhale up. Exhale, right foot's up. Inhale up. Exhale, left foot's up. Nice. Bring the left foot down, bring the palms face up. Have a little wriggle if that feels good. Maybe close the eyes and just check in. Now for me now, with the movements we've done, the twisting at the start, some movement through the spine, and then it's quite energetic, right? Because one movement, one breath is what we're doing here with these little flows we're doing. See how that feels. Now that the body is still, maybe come back to your breath and notice how your breath feels. It might feel really different at the start. I know that I feel like I feel more connected, right? I feel more embodied just from these simple movements. All right, really beautiful work. Let's move it on. Okay, so you can go back to the previous version, the first version, or you can join me by lifting the knee a little higher. So let's give this a go. Or you might not want to, you might want to just go back. So inhale, sweep the arms up, exhale, push the palms down, and then see if you can lift the right knee a little higher. Nice. Inhale up, and then exhale, lift the left knee a little higher. Nice. Inhale up, exhale, lift the right knee. Nice. Inhale up, exhale, lift the left knee. One more time like that either side. Inhale up, stretch up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee lifts, high as you can. Inhale up, soften the foot down. Exhale, left knee lifts. Nice. And then this time, inhale up. As you exhale, see if you can hold on to the right knee. Now, it might be too far away, and if it is, that was my knee cracking, by the way. You can hold the back of the leg. So you might make a basket grip, so this kind of grip underneath the leg, or you might hold on to the knee itself. If you're doing either version, see if you can lengthen out through your spine, shoulders nice and relaxed. So we bring some of these points together. And if you can, maybe move your ankle out, kind of rotate in one direction, rotate in the other. And then we can turn this into a little balancing twist. So if your hands are here, or if your hands are here, it's the same thing. You're going to release the right hand out. Take an inhale to lengthen out through your right hand. And then as you exhale, just swoop the right hand behind you as much as you can. You know, it might be that you just hold on to the side of the chair and you just twist to the side, or you can bring the right hand behind you. So it's a balancing twist. So your choice, it's your practice. Take one more round of breath. And then exhale. Bring the hands back. Maybe squeeze the knee in or the back of the thigh in one final time. Bring the foot down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, push the energy down. Lift out through the left foot. And again, basket grip around the back of the left leg or around the front of the knee or the shin. Relax your shoulder blades down your back. Root down through the right foot. The left foot's lifted. It's nice, right? You feel this compression in the hips. And then what you can do is you can hold on to the left knee with the right hand, or the right hand can be underneath your thigh, and then lengthen out through the left arm. So you kind of find this nice stretch through the shoulders as well. If it feels too much, bring the left hand down onto the side of your chair and just use the chair as that kind of leverage to find this twist. Your choice, your practice. It's perfect wherever you are. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And then exhale, come all the way back to center. One final hug of the knee in, or hugging the back of the leg in, and then bringing the soles of the feet down onto the floor. Beautiful. Have a little shuffle if you can, or if you want to. And then from here, just final physical movement we'll do is just to free everything up through our neck and our head. So drop your chin down, sit nice and tall, and then just rock your chin a little side to side. And then you can draw some circles if that feels good. So maybe inhale in as the head comes up. Exhale in as the chin just falls down. And if you wanted to, when the chin comes back down, you might just swap it out, come back the other way. And eventually inhale the head all the way back up. And exhale. Beautiful. If your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. I haven't said we do child's pose probably. We haven't done child's pose. We'll do it next week. We'll kind of bring that in to build on these flows that we're doing. What I'd like us to do is just to come into Shavasana. Now you can do it both ways. You can sit in mountain pose. So you lean back into the chair and this is where you go. Or if you want to kind of expand your legs out a little or lengthen them out, place them on something below. I could build something really big here, couldn't I? I'm building something big, everyone. That feels nice. So maybe kind of can even bring your feet onto a footstool if that's available to you. The most important thing is you relax, right? Someone said to me the other day, they said, Dave, I saw you did your chair yoga and you were sat in a chair in Shavasana. It looked great. So here we are, sat in a chair in Shavasana. We'll spend just a minute here. This is just to seal your practice. Palms face up probably, somewhere comfortable. And now really notice your breath. How does your breath feel? Do you feel a little better from when you started? Do you feel a little more connected, grounded, embodied? Hopefully. Was it worth the effort? Again, hopefully. And then from here, we'll just begin to bring those tiny little movements back in, maybe your fingers and your toes. If you're in a position similar to mine, then what you might do is just begin to bend back into the legs. So we can all kind of meet in a similar position. Nice, everyone. Beautiful work. And then sit in as tall as you can without too much effort. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Noticing the effects of your practice, and ultimately thanking yourself for getting onto your chair today to kind of practice yoga and move the body and be curious, and hopefully in some small way it's made things a little lighter for you, hopefully. With that in mind, a wholehearted bow. Wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. It's been really nice to have you along. I am back next week. Give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you when I'm back. I am back next week at 11 a.m. So this time next week, I'll be here. I've also got chair yoga on Tuesday. No, not chair yoga, mat yoga on Tuesday. So if you want to join me for mat yoga, it's always on a Thursday. Shall I start again? Next week, Tuesday, 11 a.m, chair yoga, like this. This Thursday, 2:30 p.m, my regular class, mat yoga. So if you want to join me for that, you're more than welcome. All right. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. Very, very easily confused I am, as you might have noticed. All right, everyone. It's been beautiful to see you. The sun's shining. I'm going to go outside now, soak up some rays, try and get out as well. Connect with many people as you can, people that uplift you, that kind of, you feel good in their company. And we'll meet back on this beautiful chair next week. Cheers, everyone. Look after yourselves. I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.